Hello and welcome to Tempus Soundtrack, where I babble about random things. Today, I thought we might talk a bit about the Brawlers Guild and MoP so far in general, such as things that could be done to improve the great and wonderful stuff that Blizz has given us. Now before I get started, remember to contribute your thoughts in the comments on Twitter or on Facebook. Links to Twitter and Facebook are in the description. You can even post on all three if you want. This is a discussion and I want people's input. And on the same note, you can refer others to this video from forums to contribute to the discussion. And I would like to see Blizzard's thoughts on my thoughts and the thoughts of others. You can also ask questions and I will try to answer them. Anyway, so what do I think of the Brawlers Guild? I think it's a genius idea. It's really fun. It's well thought out. I enjoy the fights that they've created. I enjoy that you can spectate matches. I especially love how they provide cheaper potions for you to use in the matches as well. Though I think food would also be helpful. Flask substitutes aren't necessary as they last an hour and persist through death. I really enjoy brawling. The fights are so good, and I'm looking forward to seeing how they develop this in the future. However, I feel that a few changes need to be made to the Brawlers Guild. First and foremost, this queuing has to be sorted. For something that is done solo to have queue times is silly. I understand that they want people to be able to watch the fights, however they need to modify how this is done. People should be able to choose from a list of ongoing fights and fighters to select who they want to watch and which fight they want to watch, whether it's Bruce or something else. So, people should be able to talk to an NPC, who should then give them a list of all bosses in the Brawlers Guild that somebody is currently fighting. They can then select that boss and be given a list of player names with which realm they are on, etc., who are then fighting that boss. And then they should be able to select any of them to view them. In other words, it can be instanced per player. Understandably, this would create downtime for viewers when fights end and fighters run back from the dead or research the next fight. To solve this issue, a control panel should be given to players, which replaces their action bar while in viewer mode. Buttons to select another fighter engaging the same boss, or the next available boss, or the previous available boss, as well as being able to throw things at people and bottles at angry spectators. This gives people who want to watch the ability to do so, and it means that players don't have to sit in queues all day, rather than doing what they want to do, which is to enjoy the amazing fights Blizzard has created. A few changes should also be made to the Brawlers Guild area. Horde in particular has a pretty terrible layout. The arena should be lower so that spectators can see the fight properly, but rather than change what level the arena is at, a second floor should be added, and an elevator that can send people between the floors. That way you can watch how it is now, or you can go up and watch from above, and that way you give spectators two viewing options. A few more arena floors could also be created, as space isn't much of an issue. You could also have different arena floors, much like Wimbledon has different courts. You could even have events once per week or so, where the top-rated brawlers can fight against mobs to compete for a prize, such as a floating trophy or some other thing. For the competition, gear may need to be scaled down to the same level or to even the playing field. Alliance has a better layout already, though some players may wish to spectate on the same level as an eye level, rather than from above. So a bottom floor should be given to these players, where they can take an elevator down and watch through a hole in a cage or something. An additional option that might be nice is a thumbs up or thumbs down option, whether it's from the spectator console or just a computer-generated chance for players to be resurrected inside the Brawlers area at no repair cost. Thumbs down would obviously kill them, like it does now, though perhaps more violently. There are just a few of my thoughts on the Brawlers Guild so far. Anyway, let me know what you think, and now we move on to MoP in general. But first, a little bit of water, because I'm dying over here. Ah, it's good stuff. Anyway, so MoP is impressive It really is. Blizzard has put so much effort into this expansion, and while some people may have thought that pandas will ruin WoW, so far I would say it's some of Blizzard's best work to date. Now, they've given us scenarios, interesting dungeons, fantastic raids, farming, and now the Brawlers Guild, and it looks like they have several more things in the works. Now, Mists of Pandaria is proving to be an incredible game, though there are a few things that I think should be changed or modified. Dungeons should give both more valor and more justice points for completing them and for killing bosses. It doesn't have to be a lot more, but specifically with justice points, we now have so many places to spend them, and yet we can't earn them as fast as we could before. Dailies are really not my thing, but that doesn't really matter, as some others like them, and Blizzard was really smart with introducing an increase to experience gain for alts once you get one character up to a certain rep level. Good on you, Blizz! Also good on Blizz that they created a variety of dailies for each faction, as I've heard a couple of people talking about how they don't like doing so many dailies, but at least there's a bit of a variety, so they don't have to do the same boring daily every day. So that's again very good on you, Blizz. Excuse me for getting tongue-tied, bad me. And pet battles, again, that's great. I also don't invest much time into it, but I know that some other people love it. The amount of lesser charms needed to get the greater charms of good fortune should be reduced. Maybe not yet, but as we get further into the expansion, this has to be reduced. You can't expect people to constantly do so many dailies for the whole expansion. And of course, Galleon. Galleon's respawn rate has to be shorter. No more than an hour or two after being killed, he should be up again so he can get killed again. Doesn't his life sound like a bundle of joy? People shouldn't have to camp for bosses, as this takes away from what Blizzard has done so incredibly well in this expansion, which is giving people things to do. Much like the Brawlers Guild, wait times, you need to reduce the amount people wait, so you can get them back out there in the world to do the great content that you so brilliantly created. I love cinematics in games. I would like more, perhaps ones that could tell a story of Warcraft history. On the same note, I love the little books scattered around MoP with tales like the Tiller and the Monk. They're hilarious. Flying should be purchasable for alts once you have at least one character of the same faction at level 90. BOA gear up to level 90. Make it happen! I would also like a GM version of a training dummy that I can place anywhere that creates a lookalike version of a random GM or other Blizzard employee for people to test their DPS on. It could also help to serve as an anger outlet and promote world peace. Scenarios are one of Blizzard's best ideas ever, though I would like to see them award a bit more in the way of justice points, much like dungeons. Scenarios can also be taken a bit further, allowing people to queue for a historic battle. It doesn't matter if it's at the Dark Portal or the Blood Elves defending against Arthas or something. It could be really fun. I also want a potion to turn me into a smaller version of Lord Marrowgar from ICC, or maybe a little pet of him, or both. Anyway, these are just some of my thoughts. Be sure to add to the discussion in the comments section below on Facebook and on Twitter. And of course, be sure to subscribe for more. If you want to nag Blizzard into applying some of these changes, you could even post links to this video on forums such as the WoW forums. As always, good luck and have fun!